So a couple of people lit candles for those folks in Houston. It was just a little bit more than a year ago that I was in Baton Rouge helping my mother, whose home flooded. And, you know, it's a terrifying experience to see the water coming up and not knowing when it's going to stop. And in Mom's case, it was 3 in the morning. They just got a knock on the door and said, "You need to go." So my mom, my sister, and my sister's dog end up in what you would call it up there, they call it a little bateau, a little boat with an engine on the back of it, and off this guy was going down the middle of the street in my mom's neighborhood rescuing people. And that's a pretty terrifying thing. She ended up in a shelter, and then some very kind people took her in. And that was just the beginning of it, though, because when the water goes back down, and you walk into your house, and there's ankle-deep water in it, and it smells, and you look around at the devastation, it's just hard to fathom. I mean, anybody that experienced that in the Nashville flood knows what I'm talking about. But if you've never had that experience, it is just overwhelming. Like, where do I start? And in helping my mother empty her house, it occurred to me that we just collect a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's never enough. We get trapped in this kind of consumption cycle, so that, oh look, it's a Blu-ray disc player. I want to get a Blu-ray disc player. And then I get it, and it's like, well, this doesn't look as good on this old TV. I think I need a new TV. And now I've got a Blu-ray disc player and a new TV, and God, it just looks awful on that old stand. And it just takes on this whole spiral. It's a consumption spiral. In my mother's case, it was collecting doodles, little ceramic things and things for the travels and plates. And oh my goodness, you can't just have a plate, or you can't have a little doodle. You've got to have something for it to stand in that has lights in it. And so I'll never forget going into her kitchen and opening up the things, the cabinet doors, and pulling out the turkey basting or roaster or whatever that thing's called, roasting pan, and pulling that out, and that's full of water. You have to pull that out, and then the crock pot, it's full of water, and then you open this thing up, and all the china, there's just water is everywhere, and it just doesn't go away, and the whole time I'm just cursing the fact that she has all this stuff. Because this would be a lot easier. All this stuff. And ended up with a pickup truck load. It didn't seem like all that much when we moved her from Baton Rouge up here. Until it came into my house. Where I've got too much stuff. And then her too much stuff came into my too much stuff. I mean, literally, it was like we were hoarders. And we're not. But it kind of looked like that. We finally got her settled, and I just cleaned out all her stuff. I was telling Mary I got her apartment all cleaned up now. And now it's back in my house. And I'm doing a slow burn because of all the stuff we've got. And
Yard sale.
Yeah, well, that's what I was reminded of. I'm thinking, okay, now I need to buy a truck. Which will need new tires. I'll need a dolly. It just spirals. I need more. And the question becomes, when is enough? Because it never seems to be enough. So, I had a young lady I worked with shared 3 little books with me, and I'd like to share one of them with you. When I told my son John what I was doing, he looked at me like, "You're such a slacker." I said, that's like story for all for the grown-ups. That's exactly what it is, and I'll credit you for that comment. This little book, there's a series of 3. It's called Zen Hig, All That Is Needed. And I'll just say that this man, Mark Brown, and apparently his wife, have done a little series of very simple books. On the inside copy, it says, each copy sold gives 10 people clean water for 1 year. So if you're interested, you can go online and get these books. They're very sweet, little thoughtful efforts. And I just wanted to read this one to you. It says, dedicated to you, the reader, changing the world by nurturing the seeds of compassion, gratitude, and mindfulness. And I guess I should do this.
Yeah. You have to. It's a story for all.
I should stand up here. Okay, this I just have a flashback to elementary school, you know, and it's like, okay, everybody look at the picture and someone gets it and it's supposed to be passed around. And
Oh, no, we can't do that.
Just looks at it and back there going, come on, it's my turn. Okay, after a long hot summer, it was that time of year for the festival of thanks, full of excitement and cheer. Everybody see it?
Good thing you're 6'5".
Yeah, that makes a difference. It says tea and yoga and grocery in the post office. It says the whole town was gathered, and they asked Zen Pig to speak. Smiling brightly, he accepted and began his long speech. And this is one of those old watercolor things, you know, that looks like his wife is done with their thumb or something. Each and every one of us could count our blessings all day, yet never come to an end or run out of thank yous to say. And he says here, I'm thankful for water and food and friends and mud, sunshine, hugs, flowers, puppies, rain, and it just continues on and on. It says, when we recall all that we have becomes enough. Happiness cannot be won just by getting more stuff. And there's a picture of the Zen Pig holding a flower, and he looks pretty happy. Daniel, we need to leave it up there. And then there's a dog over here, an otter or something that's collected all amazing kind of assorted things, and he doesn't look that happy. Okay? When it comes to our thanks, remember this small fact. There's someone with less wishing for what you already have. Nothing's too small to recognize and admire as a gift, a treasure, nothing's left to desire. And what I think is lovely about this little thing here is that it's a card that he's received from someone. And I'll just kind of diverge from the story here just for a second. When I'm working with my patients and we talk about spiritual practices, one of the ones that I think that any of us can do that is the most profound is just take a moment to send a card to someone we love. Because there's something special for me between the time that I send it and they receive it. That I just know it's in transit. This thing is happening, and then I love to hear from them. But it's just nice to receive them. And it's also nice to see. Discover the joy of not wanting more. Acknowledge your blessings, and your spirit will soar. Too many before us. I just want to note in the picture here, this is a rabbit, and it's got quite a castle here, and he has a little bit of a frown on his face. And then here is the turtle with two little turtles in a much smaller home, but they look very happy. And it says, too many before us have come, gone, and lost, only to discover that chasing was not worth the cost. All that you have is all that you need to live the life you want, be happy, and succeed. And this little mouse apparently has won a little contest, and everybody's hooray. So, sit back and relax, if only for a moment. Awaken to your wealth and let your heart open. My dad pig does that little mud on it. Apparently he's found his bliss there. Raise your teeth to the sky and report after me and repeat after me. I am abundant and Gravitating to the sky. Festival of thanks, and that's the end, and it says namaste.
Namaste.
And so again,
That's a good one.
again, this idea, the question is, when is enough? Enough. Because in my life experience, the Buddhists had it right. Most of my suffering, if not all of it, is caused by my attachment, by my thought process that I need more, and when I finally get there, I will be happy. And that just has never failed to disappoint me. That when I just get the job, or the girl, or the house, or the money, or the trip, or the whatever, insert your desire here. Once I get there, the bliss is momentary at best, and then passes on, and I wonder what I want next. So in the end, the question, when is enough enough, is answered here. In the final installment of Volume 1 in the Zen Pig series, Zen Pig reveals the importance of gratitude in our daily lives. And I know, from talking to each of you over the course of my being here, that everyone knows the importance of practicing gratitude. I know the importance of gratitude. I also know I forget to practice gratitude. And when I forget and I feel empty, that's when I feel like I need more. So, the question, when is enough enough? I think is answered simply by saying, when I'm grateful for what I already have.